Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Jazzy A1. Today we're going to be drawing eyes. If you haven't already watched my other video about drawing lips, you may not have known this, but I actually tried to do this video, and for some reason it didn't work, and for some reason the camera, oh my god, my quote-unquote tripod almost fell, but the camera wasn't in focus, and this part where the eyes actually were was cut off. So this is attempt dos. So basically, yeah, let's begin. The things you will need is a sketchbook, a pencil with a good eraser, and another eraser. You may think you can just use the pencil's eraser, but you actually do need a big eraser. If you don't have one, you can use your pencil's eraser, but it's going to be a bit harder. But yeah, let's begin. First thing you're going to do is take your pencil and then find about the place you want to go ahead and draw. I'm going to choose the middle and then do 2 points about 2 finger lengths away, or maybe if just like this part of your finger. If you have really long fingers though, don't use this. I don't know how to measure it, but do it as long as you would think. I need a good way, as long as a bobby pin, at least. Well, it can be a little bit smaller, it can be a little bit bigger. So, basically, what you're gonna do is you're gonna take it and draw an imaginary curve. Basically, and then after you draw that curve, see where it ends up, and then draw a dot. This dot should be parallel with this dot. And basically then you're going to measure it with your fingers or with a roller and then copy it to the other part. So let me do that. It's okay if these aren't perfectly lined up, by the way. They don't have to. You know, some eyes are bigger than other eyes, you know? And now you're basically going to play connect the dots. But don't connect this box area. Then you're just going to look like your eyes are kind of one. And you don't want to look like a cyclops. Now, basically, you're not just going to do a diagonal line, but it should be both of them should look like a triangle. Now, you're going to take your line, mainly straight, and then curve. And then you'll do the same thing, but from this dot over here. So now you have a basic eye shape, and then copy that to the other side. Also, you can take where you start the curve and also measure that and put a dot there. So I'm going to do that real quick. So, yeah. Focus. Sorry about that, but yeah. Okay, so, hold on. Why do you never focus? So, it doesn't have to be perfectly symmetrical, but it has to be generally symmetrical. So, if you see any extra dots, just generally erase that. You don't have to perfectly erase it because you're going to go in with touch-ups later, and you can erase those during touch-ups. So, yeah, go ahead and do that. And after you do that, go ahead and... Why did I make that so forced? But anywho, go ahead and, pick a spot, make a line, and then draw, a triangle in it, like this. And then you're going to find about where the curve is and do it where the curve starts, not where the curve starts going down, but where it you can see it start curving. So then you're gonna draw a curve. Oh, it's not right. Then you're gonna draw a curved line, and boom, you have an iris. And then you're gonna just copy that onto the other side. So basically, these aren't perfectly symmetrical, and they don't have to be. I just need to remind you guys about that. These do not have to be perfect circles, curves, or anything. They don't have to be even. It's okay. But yeah, then you should have this. After that, you can actually, basically, what you're going to do is you're going to make an eye gradient. Well, not a gradient with your pencil. So if you have a mechanical pencil, put it a bit, 2 pumps more than you would usually do. And then if you have a normal pencil, just sharpen it more so it's longer. So we're going to start on this eye, so we're just going to push it over so you have all your focus on this eye. And basically, you're going to start really hard and make sure your pencil is very hard on the paper, and then you're going to slowly start going lighter. And yeah, that's what a gradient is. So if you make sure it's really well blended, because you're going to lose some of your blending when you continue to actually blend it well together. And you see how I'm going outside the lines? That is okay if you go outside the lines. You're going to fix that up later with the big eraser. So then you're going to warm up your hand by blowing warm air on it, and then you're going to rub it. So it should slowly start getting more like this. But sometimes you just lose all of it and it looks like one solid color. So you got to add all your variations back. So I personally like doing like about 2 layers. The second layer is a bit darker than the first layer, so I can actually get some colors. Get some actual color out of it and actually good gradient. And, you know, getting a good gradient is pretty good. And sometimes gradients aren't, like, your gradients don't look the best, but if your gradients don't look the best, that's okay. So, now, you can do that to the other eye. You can leave this or you can erase it now if you're getting triggered about it. So, let's continue. Okay, so now if my camera would focus, because it never focuses. Okay, my peanut butter and jelly stand is falling. Hold on. Okay, so now you're gonna take the big eraser and basically how you carve out eyebrows, you're gonna recarve out the eye and make sure your lines pop. So if you want to, with the actual outline of the eyes, you can always do them light first and sketch them out if you're not ready to fully get into them being dark. And yeah. Ooh, okay. It's really hard to get close to these lines. But yeah. So I'm just gonna do this first eye with you, so let's go to the next shot. So, I know I talk about this in almost every single one of my videos because I'm just trying to fill up time, but I promise this is going to be the last time I talk about it. Literally, it's not focusing like it never does. Okay, but literally, Okay, sorry. The jelly jar just kind of fell over because that's cute. But basically, with my comments, I know I can just feel all of you guys rolling your eyes because I've talked about it so much. But, about my comments, I promise this is going to be the last time I talk about it. But, basically about them, I think I found a way to be able to turn them on, so I'm going to try and test it with this video. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. We're just going to have to face that it doesn't, but if it does, I will try and do it on all of my videos if I remember to. So, yeah. And also, if you can't get into the ridges, you can use your actual pencil eraser and not the big eraser to get into those details you just can't get into. And it's okay if you get into some lines, you can always just reblend it. So, yeah, so I'm going to use it to get into this little corner thing, the little triangle that I made. And I usually just like to outline this part because this part's really hard to redo. So, yeah. This part is kind of the last part. This part always is kind of satisfying to me. So we're going to do it together. Oh my gosh, this is so satisfying. Okay, last part. Ah, no. I forgot this little streak, but that's okay. Okay, so it may not look perfect right now, but this is how it should look after. Not perfectly erased, but mostly erased. So now I'm going to do a time lapse on the other side. Okay, so I had to go for a bit, so because my camera apparently was off and my storage was full, so I had to fix that. But I did do the some of the lashes. So basically, what I did, I just bolded the lines and stuff, so it was a bit more dramatic. And it doesn't have to be perfect. It can look a bit blendy and stuff. Hold on, this isn't centered. And then bring it up, and then fix any lines that you messed up with the blending. And then repeat that to the other side. So it's really not even that, it doesn't take that long, so I don't think I'm gonna have to do any time lapses, I guess. So I'll just talk with you guys for a bit. So, me and my friend Enlightened Oofers, we're making a video together, and basically, I'm not gonna say the name yet because, you know, reasons. And basically, just there's a very large punishment, and it's like huge. It's like so big. It's like a really bad punishment, but you know, it's gonna be fun. So, oh, this part wasn't even in the frame. That's okay though. So now we're gonna add the lashes. This was the eyeliner, so yeah. Basically what you're gonna do, I have to be upside down to do this. Basically, what I do is I do slightly curved, like, kind of like chocolate Hershey Kiss shapes. And then I do a short one, like this, and then I repeat that. So it kind of looks, they're not always this thick, but usually I like to make them thick. But sometimes, if I'm feeling lazy, I'll just like do points and then smaller points and then points and then smaller points. But usually I don't do that. But yeah, so you're just gonna repeat that pattern. Or if you don't want to use the small eyelashes, you don't have to. I personally like it though, so I use it. So yeah, just repeat that all on both of the eyes. So let's go. So this is what one eye should look like. If you don't like the small eyelashes, you don't have to do them, but I personally like them, so that's why I do them. So on to the next eye. So I have to do them upside down. So these ones are a bit too spiky for my liking. And if you make them a bit spiky, I think they're only spiky over here. They are a bit more dramatic than the other side. But, I mean, I can deal with it, I guess. Just make sure you don't do that. And also over here with this whole situation with this eyelash, I forgot that the direction of the eyelashes are going this way, so I made them go this way accidentally, so I had to kind of like switch the directions. So that's why they're kind of like looking like they're about to make like half a circle, but like don't judge. So basically, now I like to make really small ones because these are, sorry about that, my camera cut off, but you just add a bit more thickness to it, and then boom, you have a beautiful pair of eyes. You can add pupils to the middle, and you can also erase anything that actually you see, but I kind of like the blendy look. That makes it look a bit more handcrafted and not perfect, so I like it. So thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and like and subscribe only if you want to. Bye. Hearts and kisses.